Volar long finger MCP joint extension splint. So what we need to do is place your pattern, your paper towel on the table, patient's hand over top. You're going to identify the wrist. You want to trace around about 3/4, okay, of the palm. We need to identify where our MCP joint is, where our MCP joint is on the thumb side, where our web space is on the thumb side, and where the CMC joint is on the radial side. Now, we're going to do it for a long finger, so we're going to bring it just to the PIP joint. So then now we're going to trace our pattern. The key is to identify the MCP joint where the distal palmar crease is going to be below on both sides in order so we can create a tab here in the web space, and as well with that, when we have the pattern, that it's going to be proximal to the distal palmar crease on the fingers that are not included in the splint. So when we take off the client's hand off the paper towel, now essentially we're just going to connect the dots, okay? Connect the dots, and we know now here is our web space. We knew the base of the CMC joint, so now we're just going to connect our dots, and now we have our pattern. I'm going to cut the pattern and then dot it on to the patient. You're going to take your cut thermoplastic, you're going to put it into the hydrocollator, and you're going to leave it there for about 2 to 3 minutes. When you go to take your material out, you're going to take your spatula and you're just going to put it underneath. So you very carefully, you're going to take it out of the splint pan. Okay, so what we don't want to do is take it out like this, because then we're going to stretch the material. We want to come from underneath and we want to pick it up as such. Then you're going to dry it off on your towel. Make sure all the hot water's off before you put it on your partner. You will take your warm thermoplastic, you're going to place it on your client. The order of operations should be roll your thinner crease first, okay? Then we're going to roll just proximal to the distal palmar crease. I may have lost some heat time here due to the recording. Then you're going to roll around your MCP joints, and we need to make sure. Now, if I don't have enough time, as I have here, I ran out of time, okay? So I have a great palmar piece. I need to reheat this distal piece here. I'm going to put it back in the water. I'm going to reheat it, just the distal piece, and then I'm going to reform it onto my client. Here's your almost finished product, okay? Now, if she tries, Juliana, can you try to flex and extend? She doesn't have impingement. So what we need to do is place Velcro here on our tab here, also on the volar portion of our splint here, and we're going to place Velcro here, okay? So bear with me. I know this is boring, but we're going to show you this the first time, and then you'll know what to do every subsequent time. You always want to round your edges. I'm trying to be very quick. So we're going to put Velcro here, okay? We're going to put Velcro on our tab. We should always heat with a heat gun before we put it on so we can ignite the adhesive, so to speak. Then we're going to take a piece of Velcro and we're going to put it around the proximal phalanx. Okay, now what I should do is never cut over your client. Always cut it off your client. Now, just for simplicity, you're going to put your strap around the tab. Now you've secured the palmar piece. And then now we're going to take our second tab and we're going to put it around our proximal phalanx. Now, she has a Volar MCP joint restriction splint, commonly used for trigger finger or collateral ligament injuries at the MCP joint. So she can flex and extend, no impingement at the PIP joint or the adjacent MCP joint. And she can move her thumb and radially and palmarly abduct with no impingement. Enjoy. Have fun making this on your partner.